How's it going, guys? Nordy back, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 ladder matches, continuing on my road silver to hopefully master someday. So if you watched my last video, I already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. So the ladder, since the season is coming to an end, the ladder locked is today. So that pretty much means that you can still gain MMR when you play matches, but you can't get promoted or demoted from this point on until the 19th when the next season begins. So tried to get diamond tonight, but just didn't happen. I ended up getting us 3,731 MMR. I need 3,800 MMR for diamond. I missed it by 3 games. I got within 2 games, I think like 2 or 3 times tonight. Just couldn't get over that within 2 game hump. Just couldn't do it. I tried real hard for you guys to get diamond tonight, but just wasn't happening. It wasn't in the cards tonight, so that's okay. We'll just have to try to get it once the season picks up next week. A little bit disappointed, but hey, it is what it is, right? Just have to pick it up again when the ladder opens again. I don't understand why Blizzard locks the ladder like 5 days before the season ends. It makes no sense to me. What's the point? I don't get it at all. But I don't understand a lot of things game companies do, so I guess it just happens sometimes. So, didn't make diamond tonight. A little bit of a bummer, but hey, we move on, right? So let's bring you guys another match. I got a actually a really close PvZ here between myself and Hillabilly from the XCFX clan. Again, obviously it's a PvZ on Abyssal Reef, so let's get right into that. Hillabilly is a platinum player, just like. So PvZ, as normal, going to be 1 gate expanding, but we're going to be unlike 1 gate expanding like my PVT, but unlike PVT, I'm going to be walling off the main with my first pylon and gate, or the natural. My bad. Starting to wall off the natural these days. I think I found a really good wall off for this map. So I'm going to be employing that. Basically, I just put a gateway at the corner of this map, or this little chasm here, and then I put my cyber core right next to it, and then I put a gateway, so the corner of it's just right in the corner of that little rock formation there, and Twilight Council right next to that, so, or just another gate, whatever. So that's my usual wall off on this match, or on this map. So, and it'll be relevant for next season because this map is coming back next season. Woo! Honestly, I don't know how I feel. I'll make a video after this one about the new maps, so I'll show them to you guys if you guys haven't seen them. So, as usual, after that probe makes that first gateway, sending out to scout, make sure, especially you really want to do this in PvZ to make sure your opponent didn't go pool first, isn't going to ling rush you. You can see here my opponent literally is just about to start that pool, so definitely don't have to worry about any sort of ling rush, so that's always a good thing. Got that gas up, going to expand right there. Got my second going up. After the second goes up, we're going to get my cyber core. Let's see, where did my scouting probe go? I got my scouting probe down here. I'm just kind of sending it around, checking out what he's got, seeing if he went for a quick three hatch play. He's got his drone kind of sharking around, trying to find where my probe went, make sure I didn't prox anything, which I don't usually cheese anymore. I used to cheese all the time, honestly. I'm not much of a cheeser anymore. Cheesing is kind of cheap, so like, I don't know, it really doesn't take a whole lot of skill to cheese, so I try not to cheese anymore. But I definitely cheesed a lot in my earlier days. By earlier days, I mean like 2 months ago. I cheesed a lot. I cheesed hardcore to get to plat the first time, and then once I got to plat, I started losing like every game because I had no idea how to macro. I had to restart basically from the ground up, try to learn everything again. And now look at me, I'm plat 1, pushing diamond. So come a long way since then. I used to proxy 4-gate every time I was in a PvP, and then every time I was in a PvZ, I would just charge lot rush, and then PvT was the only match I ever macroed, and I usually lost every PvT because I sucked at macro. So yeah, and then once I got to platinum, I decided to start trying to play for real, but I realized that platinum is probably not the best league to start in to start your macroing. So I fell way back in MMR, and eventually I figured it out. Now I shot back up through the ranks, so here we are. Throwing out a Twilight Council because you know, with the Zerg, my Zerg build, I usually go for a heavy charge lot, Archon build. So I want to get charge out, but I'm starting to do this new thing. Before I engage, I'm gonna get you know, six to eight adepts out early on, and I send them across the map to do some probe damage. Because early on tonight, I had one match where I did that to a diamond player, and I killed like 20 of his drones with those 6 adepts. So I figured that, and I've seen Winter do it a lot in his matches. So I think I'm gonna start doing that from now on. I'm gonna make, like, you know, like I said, around 6 to 8 adepts with the adept glaives upgrade. See, I'm researching that right now, and then send them across the map. See if I can get, you know, any kind of probe damage done. You know, if I could snipe a queen or two, that'd be great. But you know, pretty much just looking for any kind of damage. See here, he's got his overlord chilling. He's building a bunch of roaches and ravagers. Does not have the ravager skin. The bone. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The bone ravager skin. It's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. I bought it, and I hardly even play Zerg because it's so cool. So yep, you can see here I got my adepts coming up. I got 5 right now. Building a couple more gateways in the back, get my robotic facility out so I can start getting a warp prism. And I got the forge coming up so I can start my upgrades. My second is pretty much fully saturated with the minerals. I'm getting the gases up so I can start putting some probes into that so I can get my gas income up. You can see here he's pushing out across the map with this huge roach push. He's actually going to catch me quite out of position because he's coming up with that right as I'm pushing out with my adepts, because I'll usually push the adepts out around 5 minutes. And I have no idea that this is coming in for me. So he's going to come with these Ravagers and just start wreaking havoc on me. Just absolutely. Just putting me in a pretty tight spot. I honestly should have pulled these back, but since he was across the map, I figured I could get some pretty good damage in on him. So I continued the assault with the adepts while he starts just absolutely ravaging my main. These Ravagers. Takes out the cyber core there, so I'm no longer able to warp in anything but zealots, so that's not a good thing. I got my dark shine going up though to hopefully get some DTs out, since I see he doesn't have any detection at the moment. Try to photon overcharge this pylon, but he takes it out. But try to photon overcharge this one before he takes it out. Trying to get him to back away from me right now. You can see here my adepts in the back are doing, you know, they're doing alright damage, but not game-ending damage by any means. Well, over here, it's looking like he's getting a lot of good game-ending damage done on me. Takes out my mothership core. I'm forced to pull the probes in to help attack. He's starting to push out his Ravagers. Starting to push back, so I pull all my army back as well. Avoiding that corrosive bile shot. Trying to get some more units produced in the back here. He took out my forward pylon, so I can't warp in at the natural anymore. Got some zealots trying to clean up this attack. See here, I'm able to bring him back down to 2 Ravagers, so held a little bit. You know, that was pretty scary at first, but honestly, I mean, in the long run, what did he really do to me? He took out my cyber core, which honestly isn't good. He took out a pylon, and he killed 8 workers. Well, in the back, I killed 9 drones, but really not too big a deal. And he lost quite a few expensive units. I mean, Ravagers are not cheap. You got to build the Roach, and then you got to morph it into a Ravager. So definitely not a cheap unit. So I think honestly he lost more than I did in that attack. He definitely put me on my heels a little bit, but it wasn't too big of a deal. I had a bunch of minerals floating, so I built a bunch of gateways. Get my cyber core back up. I put it at the top of the ramp this time, and I just put a couple gateways down here to wall off. That way you can't snipe it with another follow-up Ravager attack. In the meantime, I'm trying to get charge going. warping in some zealots. He's got this overlord just chilling here, so we can pretty much get a full scout on my base. Because I just got my Cybernetics core out, so I was just now am I able to build a stalker to beat that, or to push that back. I'm getting Immortal out because I know he's going for a roach heavy build. Immortals do pretty well against roaches. Got a stalker out, so I'm starting to push this overlord away. Got some DTs up so I can start morphing them into Archons when needed. I'm building a warp prism because I want to put the pressure on him now, since he just put a bunch of pressure on me. He pretty much destroyed all my hopes of expanding to a third base. So pretty much stuck on. I'm thinking right now to myself, I'm basically stuck on 2 bases at this point. So I'm just gonna go for a 2-base attack. You can see here he's just got a bunch of roaches. He's got a huge more from the DTs into Archons to get a little bit more of a tanky unit in here. I don't know yet if he has detection or not. It looks like he doesn't just yet. He's coming in to attack me. I'm pulling out at the same time. He's got the Lings in first, so he sees my army. Honestly, Lings don't do very well against the army composition that I have, but the Ravagers sure do, so he starts attacking, but I just have too many Zealots for him. I'm starting to push him back. Also got this Immortal that's helping out. Got my Warp Prism over here. I'm going to deploy that and start warping in some Zealots to try to cut him off a little bit. At this point, my army is kind of piecemealed all over the place. My army control is pretty bad. You know, I got DTs over here. Got a couple of Zealots and a DT and Stalker over there, and then my army pushing its main. Well, he's got all these units here, so I'm just trying to get my forces together at this point since everything's spread all over the map. Deploy that Warp Prism to start warping some more Zealots here. I'm going to engage his third base. They just got set up. He's bringing in a Queen, so I'm going to try to take that out real quick. Yeah, just get the inject off, but I mean, honestly, if I kill this base, it really doesn't matter. So he basically just sacrificed the Queen for nothing. And he brings in his army here. He manages to take out my Archons. In the back, I'm just warping in a bunch of units. Trying to warp in some more DTs because I see he doesn't have any detection, so I'm going to try to get DTs. But he's got a Spore Crawler right here, right in the front of his base, so he can see my DTs coming in. So the DTs are kind of a bust. I try to kill him real quick, but he's just got more of them back there. So I see the DTs are failing, so I'm just going to start warping in Zealots again. Trying to push in, trying to take out as much of his army as possible. This Immortal is pretty critical for me right now. It's basically the bulk of my damage. I dodged some Corrosive Bile there so it doesn't get taken out. Continuously warping in Zealots. I pull my army back a little bit because he's starting to beat me back. Got the reinforcement Zealots coming in. Finally starting to thin out that army a little bit. I'm going to reposition my Warp Prism at his main here to bring in some Zealots into his main to take out that mineral line. At the same time, I took out most of his army over here. He's just got a bunch of Lings now. There he says GG. I think he stays in for a little bit longer. But yeah, it's basically over. I already took out the bulk of his army. He's just got these Lings, which aren't going to do anything to my charged +1 Zealots. So I don't have +1. At any rate, they wouldn't do anything to my Zealots. So, did he even have any upgrades? He just had speed. So. That was a really close match, really hectic. You know, he caught me pretty much completely with my pants down at the beginning there with that early Roach attack, or that early Ravager attack. You know, that attack almost ended the game right there. If he could have killed more of my my probes, he might have ended the game right there. But he was too focused on buildings to take out my probes, so he didn't actually get a whole lot of probe damage done. He only killed 8 out of that whole attack. He could have killed way more. Had he been able to kill the probes, you know, that might have been a whole different game. So that was a really close match, really good game. Check out the APM. I had 89, he had a 158. So again, APM not making too much of a difference. But yeah, that was a really good match, really close. That was probably the closest match I had all night. So really enjoyed that one. That was an exhilarating game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that match. Let's go back to the main menu. Anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that match. If you did, if you want to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, you know, I'd greatly appreciate that. Like I said, the ladders are currently locked, so it looks like I will not be getting Diamond this season. So we're gonna have to try to pick it up at the beginning of next season. You know, I'm only 3 games back from Diamond, so I should be able to pick it up relatively early in the season. Not really too worried about it. It's just a little bit of a bummer that I couldn't pick it up before the end of this season. Since you can still get MMR, I might just get my MMR up to a diamond level before the next season starts. That way, when I play my placement match at the beginning of next season, it'll just place me straight into diamond. So, might be doing that. I haven't decided what I want to do for this week when the ladders are locked. Haven't quite decided. I might play some random. I might put some different videos up of the other races while waiting for the ladders to open back up. Haven't decided yet. We'll see. Comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see. Since the ladders are locked, there's really not a whole lot I can do. I can't get promoted or anything in matchups. So really, not a whole lot of options. But yeah, if you guys want to see me play Zerg or Terran, just let me know. I'll make a video of Zerg or Terran. I'm definitely not anywhere near as good as I am with Protoss with either of those two races, but I'm decent with them. So I can make a video or two of those on Terran or Zerg if you want. If not, then I'll just keep making Protoss videos. Try to get up to Diamond MMR. That way I just get promoted right away once the season starts next week on the 9th. Yeah, look forward to that. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. Semper Fi, guys. Nordy out.